Hey there, welcome back to the shed. This video will be highlighting a few changes that I've made and some new bits and pieces that I've recently either bought for myself or have been bought as gifts. So, without further ado, run the titles. The major project has been the building and commissioning of this Mimic panel, and I've got to give a big shout out to the guys at DCCConcepts, especially Chris, who went above and beyond to help me achieve what I needed to do. Long story short, I bought the encoder and the LEDs and the Alpha Mimic a couple of years ago, with the full intention of building this. They've been in storage. I built this about a week ago, maybe a little bit more, and I also purchased the LED add-on pack with the 6-way splitters from DCCConcepts, expecting them to work as if the LEDs are all wired in parallel. So these would all change together. So that would be opposite to those two, etc. Didn't work. I sent an email off to DCCConcepts complaining that they weren't working as I expected them to. And Chris got back to me, bit of toing and froing to find out exactly what it was I needed the panel to do. And then, as a gesture of goodwill, he sent me the parts free of charge to complete the project. And I got to admit, I wasn't expecting to get them free of charge. So, you know, DCCConcepts, top company, top customer service, and brilliant products. So I built that and decided to put it this end where the action in the centre sidings takes place, because originally, if you remember and you've watched my channel before, you'll know I had an Alpha Central unit here that controlled the points, and I had both my tablets here, one at each side of this DCCConcepts power thingy. I've decided that I needed it all to be down this end. So that's where we are now. I've also done a little bit of tidying up with the wiring, so the USB leads now actually go through the fascia rather than hanging down. Looks a little bit neater. Right, back to the Mimic panel. How did I make it? Well, I bought a flat pack Mimic panel box, laser cut one off of eBay. Actually, I bought two, a longer one and this shorter one that's on here, and they are made by Flexgenics, I think. Yes, www.flexgenics.com, but I got them through eBay. And they're laser cut, the flat pack, they're dead easy to put together. They're not expensive. The original plan was to have that smaller one over this side for the centre sidings, and I was going to do the longer one to control the points on the fiddle yard. But of course, I'm using a DR5000 multi-protocol base station, and with the Z21 app controlling it. So I have got literally, let's pop that on. Hello. I have this tablet which is dedicated to literally just controlling the mic panel. Sorry, there we go. So all that does is control the points on the fiddle yard, and it's handy because it shows the direction of the double slips. And I sometimes get a bit confused about the double slips and which way they're pointing. So that superseded the Mimic panel, so I'm quite happy with how that works. I'm not going to touch that. That's good to go. Only one thing I've noticed is when it switches on, it cuts the power to the track. It's only that tablet that does it. The other two don't. None of the phones do it. Anyway, back to the Mimic panel. So yeah, it's a flat pack laser cut box. The switches, these are centre off sprung loaded switches, and these are just simple on off switches for the lights and effects. What did I do? What did I paint it with? Well, I put it together, a bit of PVA, knocked it up. Dead easy to put together. All the holes are drilled, all ready for you. They've already little threaded inserts in there to take the screw, so you don't have to do any of that. So it's literally been painted with red oxide primer that I had lying about. Surplus to requirements because the vehicle it was going to get used on is now gone. So I thought I'll use the red oxide primer. So long story short, I red oxide primered the lower box. Sprayed the top white with my airbrush. Once that was dry, I used Tamiya 6mm masking tape to mark out the track plan. And then sprayed over that with the red oxide, let it dry, peeled off the masking, and I was left with this rendition of my centre sidings track plan, which hasn't turned out too bad. And then of course I just had to go around drilling all the holes for the LEDs. So I've built that, got it all working. So all the switches are working. So as you can see at the moment, this route is set to access this underneath. This is the part that goes under the layout. So this is the main line. I've omitted two of the tracks to make it easy to understand, but this is the main line going over the top. So at the moment the point is set to the diverging route, if you'd like. So that red light there tells me not to drive anything down the incline because it's set, the point's set against it. But if I switch it the other way, this now tells me not to drive down here because the point isn't set, but I have got access to this. This green, this LED here that changes, I really want it to stay green, so I'm going to have to get in touch with DCCConcepts to find out how I can achieve that. But other than that, it's all in and working, and I'm quite pleased with it. It's not the most professional looking LED, Mimic panel, but it does what I want it to do, which is what's important. And if we go to number 12, 10, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, which is this crossover, you can see, oh, wrong way. That point is now set to cross over, and it's now set to the straight roads here and here. So that works as I wanted to. I had a bit of a disaster. I was putting detailing and KD couplings on a load of stock, and I had the flap open. And normally if the power's on and the flap is open, you'll get this noise. Oh, no you won't, it's switched off again. It tells me it's open. Well, because I was in and out of the shed, it was quite a hot day, I had the door open. And I was in and out, and I was mucking about with the coupling heights to stop them snagging on the points. For some reason they like to snag on these double slips. Anyway, I got it all going. Completely forgot I'd left the flap open. Sent the 67 round. It wasn't going around fast, but the flap was open. And it came round and fell off and hit the floor. It's quite a drop, as you can see. Well, that's not going to work, is it? Zoom out. It's quite a bit. So it's about 4 foot high. The 67 hit the floor and exploded. The bogey's all exploded. Luckily, it didn't break any details or the body or the chassis. Literally, what happened was the bogies just came apart, and I had to go searching for all the bits and rebuild it. So that's a lesson I've learnt. So I've gone round, and on every single point of operation of the layout, we now have little warning signs. just to remind me. I mean, you know, that noise should remind me, but sometimes I switch it off. If I've got the power on, now the reason I have got the ability to switch it off is because my programming track, I still use my NCE power cab. I've had this about 25 years. It's still going strong. I just prefer programming stuff with the power cab. I'm used to it. I understand it. Blah. So this is actually powered by the main layout power. So the whole layout, including the power cab, is all switched off of that switch there, which goes to a 13 amp plug on the main electrics. So that's why I sometimes I'll stand here and I'll have the door open and the flap up, but I'll have the power on because I want to do some programming. Anyway, long story short, that's what happened. What else have I been doing? I've been adding detail into a lot of my locos. So one end of, I'll do the non-coupling end of my locos have now got details on. So as you can see, the class 57, I don't know if you can see that. See if I can focus. There we go. Bring it in close up. So I've done all that, put all the detail in. I've done all my 37s, my 57s, my 66s, and my 87s. So they've all been detailed one end. I finally got around to recreating double-headed class 86 container train. What else? Not much else really. So detailing locos, making the mimic panel, repairing locos has been what I've been up to in the last fortnight. Please give us a like, a share and a subscribe if you've enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to, if you want to ask any questions, whack a comment in the comment box below. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. Cheers.